Hi everyone, welcome back to another video, and if you are new here, hello, my name is Choua. In today's video, I am going to be doing my Project 10 Uses finale for the year of 2025. I know I'm posting this in January of 2026. I was originally supposed to get this out before 2026 rolled around, but I just couldn't get to it because I felt ill, I was stressed out by work, and of course the holiday season, occurred, and I wanted to really just enjoy the peace and quiet and celebrate with my partner. So I kind of just put my projects on pause, and so that is why this video is going to be posted a little bit later, but it shouldn't really matter too much because I am going to take a month break from this project. I will start it back up again towards the end of January, just because I want to give my other makeup projects a head start. I want to focus on stuff that I already introduced in my project pan before I roll in another short-term project like the Project 10 Uses. But yeah, let's get into the video. I tried my best to hit 10 uses on all of these products, but some of them just unfortunately did not happen because I just didn't reach for it, and also I got sick, so I didn't wear too much makeup in the month of December. Let's talk about my lippy stick in Chi Chi. This is a orangey lippy stick. This one was rolled in November, and I used it one time and then I used it 2 times in December, meaning I got 3 uses out of this one. And I think it's just because I rolled it in during the winter times, and this is pretty much a spring or summer shade for me, so I didn't wear too much of it. During the cold seasons, I did wear this one time as a blush, and I actually really did enjoy it. At first, I thought this was like getting crumbly and like really disgusting looking, but as of right now that I'm swatching it, it's not too bad. It's supposed to be a matte formula, but it looks more creamy. Do you see that? It's like a satin cream formula. So I don't know if I should declutter this or keep it in my collection. But I have 3 uses. I was debating whether or not the ones that I didn't hit 10 uses on, if I should roll it over when I start my 2026 project 10 uses. But I'm gonna think about that a little bit more. I don't want to finalize anything right now, just because I do have like 3 weeks or so of a break with this project. But let me know what you think. The next one is Infinite Best. This is also a matte formula. This color is gorgeous. I actually thoroughly enjoyed this during the winter time. This is how it looks like. I did pair these two together for one look, and it was actually really, really gorgeous. It was very fall-y, going right into like the first snow of winter kind of look. And this was rolled in the month of November. I used it 4 times in November, and then I used it 3 times in December, meaning I got 7 uses out of this. I could have forced myself to use it 3 more times just to get the 10 uses, but then again, I really just wanted to wear this color on makeup days that I wanted to complement my eye look or whatever I'm wearing on the cheeks and everything. And some of the looks just didn't look great with this kind of lip color. So that's the reason why I didn't reach 10 uses, but I'm still proud of myself for being able to get 7 uses. Even though I fell short on the 10 uses, at least I didn't just use it one time, right, in the month of December. Next is a ColourPop Super Shock Shadow. This is in the shade Ice Dream. This was rolled in at the start of November, and I used it 2 times in November, and then I used it 3 more times in December, meaning I got 5 uses out of this shadow. And I honestly am not disappointed. Even though I did not reach 10 uses, I'm not disappointed at all because I can still see myself reaching for this outside of this project. I really liked this as an eyeshadow topper. I also used it as an inner corner highlight. Very, very gorgeous, still nice and creamy. Even though I didn't get 10 uses out of this shadow, I'm okay with it because I did add it to looks that I thoroughly enjoyed during the month, and so I'm not too disappointed. I can roll this in again into another project if I wanted to for the year of 2026, and as of right now, I feel like I did do a really good job at trying to reach for it as many times as I can in December while I still felt good enough to put makeup on. Next is my Milani Make It Last Sunscreen Setting Spray. I rolled this in at the start of November as well, and I used it one time in November, and then I used it 4 times in December, meaning I got 5 uses out of this setting spray. And y'all, I had to force myself to use this setting spray in December, honestly. The last time I used it, I think I decided that I just don't like this product because the smell itself kept me so nauseated throughout the day. On the days that I did wear this during the month of December, I just could not wait to wash off my makeup because it just stunk so bad. The smell lingered so much to the point where, like, even when I'm eating something super aromatic, or I'm like trying to smell my hands after washing my hands and like smelling the soaps and all of that, like, this just overpowered everything and I felt so sick. That's the reason why I stopped at 5 uses. I could have forced myself to wear this a lot more, but I just did not want to put myself through that. And the last time I wore this, it really made me feel super sick. Let's just say it was a day where I just didn't have an appetite because this made me that sick. Next is a liquid eyeshadow slash liner by Half Magic. This is in the shade Spirit Guide. This was rolled in at the start of October, and I was able to use it 1 time in October, and then 1 time in November, and then 2 times in December, meaning I got 4 uses out of this liquid eyeshadow. And although I did really like wearing it on the eyes because of its color, I don't really like the formulation on this because it's kind of patchy. It doesn't go on as smoothly as I would like it to be. Can you tell? Like, it's kind of patchy. Like, it looks great like this, but if I move it towards the side like this, you can see the patchiness. And so I really liked wearing this shade on the eyes. I think it really complemented a lot of my makeup looks, but I just could not get this to work on the eyes as well as like other eyeshadows or liners and all of that in my collection. When I used it as like a wing liner, I could not add any more of the product on top because it will start to like build up and look really chunky and dry, and it was just not good. So it also accentuated like my lines and everything, so I did not like that. I still don't know how I feel about this. This is a relatively new product that I brought into my collection at the start of Q4 in 2025, so I'm still trying to get to know this. I really do like the color, but it's just the way it wears on the eyes. It's just not my favorite. That's the reason why I was only able to reach for it 2 times in the month of December. Next is a Super Shock shadow, and this one is in Empire. I rolled this in at the start of November, and I was able to use it 1 time in November, and then I used it 4 times in December. So I was able to get 5 uses from this shadow. I used it a few times to create a green halo eye, and then I also used this quite a lot as like a wing liner. That's what I did with this shadow in order to get that many uses in December. I'm kind of disappointed in myself that I was not able to reach 10 uses with this shadow because it is green. It's a very Christmassy color. But then again, I gotta give myself grace and just get over it at this point that I got sick and I couldn't reach the 10 uses that I wanted to, which is fine. There's always going to be another time to reach that goal in the future. The rest of these products I did roll in at the start of December, and the first one is my Ace Beauté bronzing palette. This is their Bronze in Paradise palette, and I was able to use this 11 times. I thoroughly enjoyed this actually. I used these 2 lighter shades the most to really bronze the face. I used this 3rd shade right here to kind of darken up the cheekbones a little bit more to really sculpt. But for the most part, I used these 2 shades here because they're just the most appropriate at this time of the year. And I did use a little bit of this darkest shade as a eyeshadow to darken the outer corner when I was wearing more of like a brownie look. I'm glad I'm able to get some use out of this in the year 2025 because I have not touched this at all and I still thoroughly enjoyed this palette. So I'm glad I'm able to get one additional use after I reach 10 uses. This next product, I also got 11 uses, and this one was rolled in December as well. And it is my Danessa Myricks Yummy Skin Lift and Flex Concealer. I feel like it was moisturizing enough under the eyes where like I can layer it with other brightening concealers and it won't look too cakey. I also use this a little bit to spot conceal or even just prime the eyes, and I really liked it for that. Next is my LYS foundation stick in MN3, and I used this 10 times. I really liked this. The second last time I used this and I opened it, a big chunk of the stick actually fell out and it hit the ground, but luckily it was not like on the ground where like Ira's hair was everywhere, so I was able to salvage it and like really stick it back into the packaging. But I have to be super careful about this now because I don't want it to happen again, because I do love this foundation stick. I really think it's a good one to put all over the face, use it with a liquid foundation. I can use this for lighter foundation days or really kind of pack it on and it still looks relatively good on the skin without making it look cakey. I think out of all of my foundation sticks that I have right now in my collection, this might be my favorite after trying it out this many times within like a certain amount of time. And last but not least, this is my Natasha Denona Cupid Cheek Duo. This one I rolled in because I want to really try out the cream blush to see if this is going to be a duo that I wanted to keep in my collection. So that's the reason why I rolled it into this project. And I used this duo 13 times in the month of December, and so 13 times could mean that I reached for the highlighter only or the blush only, but there's been quite a few times that I did reach for both at the same time. I think I've come to a conclusion after using it 13 times that I still do like this duo quite a lot, and the blush is performing better than I remember now. So I think I'm gonna keep this duo in my collection. I do really love the highlight as well. It was my go-to highlighter actually in December whenever I needed a little bit of something on the cheeks. And yeah, I really liked this duo a lot in the month of December, enough for me to reach for it 3 additional times after hitting 10 uses. That concludes the project 10 uses for the year 2025. I had a lot of fun doing this project and I will be doing it again. I will still be doing the same thing I have always been doing, but I'm just gonna give myself a break, and I don't know if I'm going to be randomly pulling in products or picking them out myself. I haven't thought about that yet. Let me know what you think and what you would like to see. That is all I have for today. Like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!